Hi guys, welcome to my WhatsApp channel. To new number holders, what do you do, baby? To returning number holders, we are back at it. I'm here to talk to ladies, and I'm here to talk about self-confidence and self-awareness. These two are married. There's no way you're gonna wake up one day and decide that today, as of today, I'll be very self-confident. It doesn't work like that, right? It needs you to be first self-aware. And because being self-aware is a process that is very uncomfortable. I say this because you need to come to the realization that you can't be everything for everyone everywhere. And like, unfortunately, that is an obsession that other people have. That is an obsession that other girls have, wanting to be everyone's preference. And unfortunately, you are cutting yourself short when it comes to that. So being self-aware then comes with having to understand, okay, no, this is not my department. You see this? This is Lebo's work. Let me call Lebo. Call me when you want 1, 2, 3. You understand? But because people are so obsessed with securing the bag from all angles, they're obsessed with, being everywhere, be seen, be known, and all that. But you can't be confident about things you are producing at a mediocre level, and you know deep down that you are not the right person for this thing. Whether it's a relationship, whether it's a brand association type of thing, whether it is a friendship, it saves you a lot of time when you are self-aware, because that is where the confidence to voice out what it is that lies on your chest comes from. And I say this because there are people who are never honest. They are never honest. They sugarcoat everything. They tiptoe around people. They walk on eggshells. They can't voice out the truth, even if it's something they believe in, because they want to be seen as perceived as this person that's going to be confident, so that next time there's an opportunity, they call me. But is that in alignment with who you are, who you claim you are? When you are self-aware, you get into a space and you realize, no, a creature like me is not accepted here. This is not accommodating for me. Let me bounce. In relationships too, there are certain people you're like, oh, I want to be with this person. I like him so much, but can't off, man. And if this off thing is a core value, you're not gonna stick around until this off thing manifests itself badly to hurt you. Obviously it's an acquired skill. You don't wake up one day and get here. We got hurt before we were able to vocalize things that we are vocalizing now. So don't be too hard on yourself. But what I'm saying is, self-confidence, you can't go anywhere with it if you're not self-aware. And if you think you can, you are carrying a performance, a facade, a mask, because there's somewhere where you are compromising self and what you believe in, because the real natural confidence to voice it out is not there. You are performing. And with performance, sometimes you forget. You don't know who you were. Am I still performing? Is it this the right space? You understand? So be very, very self-aware. Because if you are not, the presence of other people and how they are gladly appreciated for who they choose to be will always be a threat to you, because you had to go extra miles to be regarded in the same way, yet to them they're naturally like that. So you will have a problem with people who've got no problems with you. You will have fight and beefs with people who have no beefs with you, because you are stretching so far in departments where they excel in naturally, and you are out here trying to please. You're not even recognized. It's so hurtful where you are competing with people who are naturally like that. When you are stressing yourself out here, there's some people who command respect. When they get into a room, you can feel, I know, and you will respect whatever they say. And then there's some people who, because you wishy, sometimes you say this, another time you say that, depending on what is trending at the time. You don't have a particular standpoint. You're not firm in your view. You're not respected. The respect lies there, where you are able to be confident enough to stand for what it is that you are saying at the time, to stand for what it is that you are requiring as a standard in a relationship at the time. Why? Because when you say that and you vocalize it, you're not afraid. You are not thinking about how it lands on the other person. You're looking out for self, because you're confident for this self. You're not even afraid of being alone at the table, because you know what you bring to the table. You're not even afraid to be alone in your own team, because you know what it is that kept you there. Hip hopping and thinking you'll be everything for everyone, you are denying yourself peace, because now you're stretching so far for things you know very well that there's another body that can do this way better than I can do it. Let's call another body so that they do it and they excel. You know, when you are that self-aware and self-confident, sharing opportunities is not a problem with you. Sharing bags is not a problem with you, because there are bags that you know, even if I go there, I'm not gonna be the best of me, because this, hi man, Tembelihle can do it way better than I can do. And let me call Tembelihle. You don't have a problem with calling Tembelihle, because you know she's gonna kill it. You know, and when Tembelihle sees that, you know, and when Tembelihle encounters positions where Karabo can kill it, Tembelihle will definitely call me. But this thing now, you want to have everything to yourself, you want to be confident and all that. Yes, you can maybe cope with performing it, you know, with keeping up with an act, but there's gonna be a point where the realization that there are people who don't have to stretch far for the things that you are deliberately stretching far to get. You know, there are people who, when they step into rooms, you understand there's a shift in people's heads to say, okay, much, you know, and not in the relationship context only, but also in business and relations and leadership. When you see, why does it come so effortless? It's because those people have a stance. They're firm about it. They don't bend. They know exactly what it is that they're saying. They believe in what they're saying. When you have to perform, you need a mirror. You need to convince yourself. Don't convince yourself. The amount of time you are taking to convince yourself in that process is the amount of time you should be taking to have an honest conversation with self about what it is that you can do, how far you can do it, how well you can do it. In that way, you will not take offense to being assisted. You know, when you know that this area, I'm a bit rocky, you know, and then when assistant comes, you accept it. You admit that, okay, I'm not the best in this thing. I will need help. 1, 2, 3. This is where I'll need help and I'll need assistance. You're not gonna be offended. You are not gonna feel threatened by the other person. Learning for you will not be difficult because you're competing with other person. No, all that falls away because of what? One thing. You know yourself. Be very self-aware, so that in every room that you walk in, you know exactly where you stand. You know, you are never on the fence. You are not on gray areas. You know exactly where you stand. Even when you are challenged with things that came right now, you are not sure where it is that your values will always bring you back to making a decision. But when you are everywhere, you are not sure according to the values of which performance center am I making this decision. So ladies, be very self-confident, but that comes with you having to be very self-aware. Self-awareness comes with having to be very honest with what it is that you can do, how well you can do it, how far can you stretch. It's not being negative. Don't have a negative connotation to it. It's being self-aware. We are not limiting you. We are not masking or rather bottling your ambition. We are saying to you, be very aware of what it is that you cannot do and what it is that you can do.